Welcome to the Model T ride at Greenfield Village. Are you guys new to the village?
We took a ride this morning.
Oh, already in the Model T?
Yeah.
Do you remember anything about the Model T? Should we have a quiz? I think
we're
gonna have a pop quiz.
All right.
All right. Okay. First question: how many cylinders is a Model T?
We got 4.
All right. When was the first year it was produced?
The Model T, 1914. 1912.
Oh no, you're getting closer, but
1909.
no.
1911.
1908. You're so close. You should have had your phone a friend or something. Use a lifeline. Okay. What's the maximum speed of a Model T?
40 miles per hour.
Good going. You get a beat for that. Let's see. How many cars were produced from 1908 until 1927?
20 million.
12 million.
20 million cars.
Split the difference. We're going to call it over 15 million.
There we go.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, what else do we have? How many speeds is the transmission?
2 speeds.
All right. Does it have reverse? Yeah, it does. Woo! All right. What else do we know about Model Ts? Let's see. What's the fuel economy on a Model T?
About 15 miles to the gallon.
No, it's 21 miles.
21, even better.
Even better. What year did Henry Ford introduce the continuously moving assembly line? You had the answer in another question.
1914.
1914. There you go.
Right
Gave you a little hint there. Yep. And that enabled him to bring the price down from $850 to $550, just with the introduction of the continuously moving assembly line. But he was able to increase his production from hours to minutes.
What's the equivalent to today's price if I was to buy this now?
I don't know what $800 in today's money would be, or $550 in today's money. But I should figure that out.
Did they ever make an all-wheel drive version, like a 4x4 version?
No. Nope.
Not even during the war?
No. Even though the Model T was used extensively during World War I. It was an ambulance, saw a lot of time as an ambulance. And actually, what Ford did, which they still do today, they make rolling chassis. And the rolling chassis was basically a vehicle with a steering wheel and no body. And that's what that vehicle was a rolling chassis. And it's now called a depot hack. What someone would do is they would buy the rolling chassis, take it to a carriage maker, because carriage makers obviously were running out of business because the car was supplanting all their cars, or all their carriages, their business. So a carriage maker would build whatever the customer wanted. That happens to be something called a depot hack, basically a train taxi. Depot meaning depot for train depot. Hack is a shortened word for hackney, or for a horse-drawn taxi was a hackney. So that was the first train depot taxi, or depot hack, which was then people started calling them station wagons. So that was also the start of what we all know as a station wagon. So there are 3 pedals on a Model T. The pedal on the left is a clutch, the pedal in the middle is reverse, and the pedal on the right is the brake. The throttle is right here on the right-hand side of the steering column. And Henry Ford did that because most men buying Model Ts for the first time in '08 were very accustomed to driving tractors. And all tractors of the day had throttle right here on the right-hand side of the column. The lever to the left is the Spark Advance, and the big lever that's on the floor is a 3-position lever. When I pull it all the way back, it serves as an emergency brake, and it puts the entire vehicle kind of in a neutral stance. So I can't move forward with it, I can't move in reverse with it in that location. If I've got the pedal, or if I've got the lever halfway down, I can engage reverse and first gear. And then when I've got the lever all the way forward like I do now, I can engage first gear and second gear.
Now, is it front brakes or is it all just in the rear?
Brakes only in the rear.
And one tire or to both?
Both. So there are very few options.
Yeah, woo!
There are very few options in a Model T. One option was an electric start. We have converted all of the vehicles here in the village for electric start. And we did that mostly out of convenience. While we can certainly hand crank start all of these right up front, we converted them in the event you stall out. You know, I would hate to have to ask, this gentleman next to me to get out and hand crank start this.
But I'd be totally down.
Most people would be. They'd like to experience it once until they put their thumb over their hand as they're cranking and it backfires and their thumb breaks, which was a very common injury when people were hand crank starting their Model Ts or Model A's for that matter.
Did Ford ever offer insurance on his cars? Like an insurance policy for accidents, personal injury?
I think that was all done through insurance companies just like we have today.
Yeah. I'm just thinking he was so enterprising, he'd figure out a way to make money off of that.
you would think, but it probably wasn't a good business proposition for him. So he probably opted not to do it. So by the time the car went out of production, the cost of the vehicle was $325. Thanks to continuous process improvements and product improvements. So it's introduced at $850, and by the time it runs its cycle, it goes from $850 to $550 to $325. Absolutely.